Hey y'all, it's your girl Millie Chun, and it's time to get caught in the act. Let's go. So this is Sky, right? Sky is a dance instructor. She has a couple of children. She said that they're grown. Tammy said she couldn't catch a beat. She said, if you help me, I'll help you. Now they're getting into the relationship. So this is Ted. She said he's been an amazing man and he's been there for her for a very long time. She actually met Ted in a dance class. She was his instructor, and after that, they kind of got it together. So she says she likes older guys. She feels more comfortable with them. He is actually 16 years older than her. So there's that. She says she and Ted were friends for about a year, and he invested into her business. And Tammy asked how long before y'all became an item. She said about a year, and they've been together off and on for 17 years. But now Ted has moved back to Louisiana, so they're in a long distance relationship, which is the reason she's here talking to Tammy. So Tammy asked her, what is it that you love about Ted? She was like, Ted has invested in her. He's paid her rent. He's given her anything she needs. And he's the full package. Tammy says she hasn't heard about the full package. She's only heard about his pockets. She kind of stopped a little bit. So she told Tammy that no, she was like, Ted is like a father figure to her kids. And he's met her family, and she can really see herself with him long term. And then Tammy asked her why she's here. She said that things have changed, like the bang bang is no more when he comes to visit every weekend. They're not communicating the way they used to, and he's not paying for things anymore. And she solely depends on him. Tammy is looking like this because she said now when Ted comes in town, he gets a hotel room. And everything else has stopped. So Tammy's like, yeah, I can see how you could have a problem with that. So right here, Tammy is telling her about when she was 23, her husband said that he didn't want her to work, and she didn't. And then she told her that it's important for you to be financially independent and handle things on your own. So she started crying here because she was like, I don't want people to think that he's a sugar daddy, that this is what this situation is. She was like, we actually love each other and support each other. And she said that, you know, she wants to be with him. She just doesn't know what's going on. So Tammy says she's going to help her. So this is the first day of surveillance, and Ted has gone to a luxury boutique. He has bought 2 purses that equaled up to be $3,200. And he said they were for his sisters. Let's keep going. So on day 1, they follow him to this lady's house. This is not Sky. They go in, and eventually they come out. So they have come out of the house. He is putting her in the car, and now the investigator are following them. She follows him to a park. This is not Ted's sister at all. So he takes the unidentified woman back. Then he goes back to the hotel. He goes to the ATM machine and gets a wad of money out. And then he stays in the hotel. So we're on to day 2. So on day 2, when Ted went in and got the money, he didn't come out. So the whole day 2, he was on the inside. Now we're going on to day 3. So on day 3, this is the same young lady that he was with on day 1. He's brought her flowers and all of that. So they get ready to go into the restaurant. So he tells this lady that he bought her a gift. And she was like, a gift? I didn't know you was going to buy me a gift. So she pulls out this Yves Saint Laurent bag, right? Then he tells her to open it. And child, the purse is filled with money, right? And then this is what she says. See, this is why I love you. He said, I just want to provide for you, and I want to take care of you, and I want to give you something to help you through college. Okay. So Tammy introduces Sky to Ken. She tells her what Ken is there for, and is she ready? This is her saying no, but yes. So this is her face when she watches the film, and he says he's looking for a couple of gifts for his sisters. She tells Tammy and Ken that he has no sisters, right? And she only got 1 bag. So who is getting the other bag? Child, then they show her the film where he goes to the woman's house. So she is perplexed, right? So then they get in the car and they go to the park and they show them kissing. Hold on. She has gotten up out of her seat. Tammy has asked her to sit down. She wants to know who this B is with her tongue in my man's mouth. She's having a problem. So then she has turned around from Tammy and Ken. She said, I don't even want to see this. Tammy said, you need to sit down and watch this. She said, no. Tammy said, okay, I'm going to pause the tape. So in this moment, Sky said that she is so stupid, right? And Tammy said she would disagree. And Ken was explaining to her that she's a woman in love. And she's found something that's not pleasing, but she's not stupid. Like, she is devastated. So on this day 2, she's showing them the tape. And this is Ted coming out of the place where he got all the money, counting the money, right? Because we don't know what he's doing with this money at this moment right here while she's watching. So now they see him go in there with her. They see the blue purse. So now she knows where the other purse was. And then she pulls out the cash. And then he says, I want to help you out with college. So we found the second bag. She's heard him say that he wanted to provide for his woman. She was like, that's me. And she feels like this girl is as old as her daughter because she said she was in college. Then they show them going to the hotel and her standing outside the next morning. So at this point, Tammy has told her that you say that she's probably as young as your daughter. Is that how young you were when you got with Ted? Because they've been together for 17 years. She said, yes, I was that young. Then Ken chimes in and says, this is a situation where he may feel like he needs to be needed. And she is upset talking about, what, am I too old? Girl, he is 17 years older than you. That is crazy. He told her that Ted gets validation from taking care of younger women and giving them money. This makes him feel younger. So this is a mess. Child, and Ken told her if youth is what he needs to feel younger and have vitality, you can't rewind the clock back 17 years. That's wild. So she has chosen to take down, so let's get into it. Child, so they have picked Sky up, right? And Tammy has told her that they have found them at the car dealership. And Tammy was like, even after all this, what would you want to do? Would you still want to be with him? And she was like, yes. You know, she just want to get an understanding of what's going on. She said she loves him and she wants to marry him. So, yes. So they pull up to the car dealership. And Tammy has pulled up the tape. And she's talking about, I prefer a red car. He was like, I want you to be happy. Which one do you want? She picked it. She said, thank you. Tammy was like, you might need to get on out here before somebody signs something on the dotted line. Child, and here she goes. Child, she busted in there. She said, Ted, what is going on? So, hold on. So, this is Jelani. And Jelani has a lot of questions. She was like, first of all, who are you? Why are these cameras here? And what are you doing? Because my man is buying me a car. So, Sky is very upset. She was like, this is not your man. Then she says, Ted, tell her who I am. Ted said, this is my friend. Oh, my God. She said, your friend? And then Jelani goes, yeah. She's like, this is my man. And he just bought me a car. She is losing it. Child, when Ted tells Jelani that Sky is his friend, she was like, well, what am I to you after Sky almost knocks his block off? And he was like, well... And then she goes after the girl. And he's like, settle down now. We can talk our way through this. Like, he doesn't know what's going on. So this is Ted's face when Tammy tells him that they've had him under surveillance. And they've seen him buy purses, give money, go out to eat. He just can't believe it. So now they're seated and they're talking. Tammy's telling Jelani everything, right? And then Jelani asks Ted, are you in love with her? Ted says, yeah, I am. That's why his head is in his hand right here. So we find out that Ted and Jelani has been together for 4 months. 4 months. And they're in a car dealership. Then she asked Ted, does he love Jelani? He said, I love you, but I'm not in love with you like I'm in love with her. Oh, my goodness. At this moment, Sky cannot believe they're in this car dealership because she said, you know I need a car. Tammy done told her to sit the F down, okay? Tammy pulls him to the side, and he talks about how Sky has been kind of materialistic. And come to find out, he's been married twice and divorced twice. But he wants to marry Sky, but he's scared. Sky comes over. He tells Sky that. He asks if he didn't have any money, would she be there? She says yes. They leave together, and they're still together long distance.